All right, guys, how's it going? So, thanks to those of you that came along to my live stream this afternoon. It was a good crack, wasn't it? It was all right. I don't know if I'm going to do one tonight, though, like I normally do, because I'm not feeling too well. I've got a bit of a throat thing going on and that. So I'm going to make this cup of coffee, and I'm going to go upstairs, run a bath, and I'm going to chill. I'm going to kick back for the afternoon. I'll see how I feel later, if that's all right. Okay, now, in this video, we're going to be talking about Bournemouth, and in particular, Dean Huijsen and Milos Kerkez, right? Now, the reason for this video is if you follow my streams, if you're on the members website, if you talk to me on a daily basis, when these names come up and you'll hear me say, I'd be absolutely astounded if we don't do business with Bournemouth in the summer. I think we're going to do business in the summer. Let me rephrase that. I think we're going to try and do business in the summer because buying footballers, believe it or not, is not an easy thing to do. And sorry, my throat's bad. Last year, I'm sure it was after the transfer window closed. I don't know if I wrote a news article or whether I made a video, but I know for a fact that we touched upon Liverpool's interest in Milos Kerkez. And the suggestion at the time was from someone that I trust, someone that I've known for a long time, was that Liverpool were absolutely interested in him and we're going to try and do something next year, which would be this year. And that opinion still stands. I don't think I've touched on it since then because I still have the same opinion. Dean Huijsen is like another name that's coming in there as well. It's obvious that we've got an interest in him. I don't think this is idle speculation. Now, Richard Hughes was recently down at Bournemouth, right? I don't think he was just popping in to see old friends or up like that. I think there was something in it. And what I also find of interest is that the Bournemouth owner, Bill Foley, has been commenting about things at the club, you know, to do with transfers and things, if you like. Can you hear him? What's up with you? He's probably after a biscuit because he knows I've made a cup of coffee. Now, so the owners come out, right? Now, when the owners or chief executives come out and start talking about transfers and what they might do and not do and players are available or not available, yada, 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 right? It always makes me think something's going on. Something's got to be in his head for him to be talking about it. They don't just respond to like all the Twitter twats that we're subjected to or, you know, the rumours and internet, you know, nonsense and stuff like that at every opportunity. So if an owner or a chief executive comes out and starts, you know, talking about stuff, it's usually because something's going on in the background. And what he said is as follows. He says, we have a lot of our players under long-term contracts and most do not have a release clause. We never stand in the way of a player in the event they have an opportunity they feel is a better opportunity. But we're trying to make sure we have a team and an environment that attracts good young players. And he goes on to talk about other things as well, but basically he goes on to say, like, my job is to really make sure we have the environment that attracts good players, where those players want to stay, don't want to move on. We can compete salary-wise with just about anybody. And we need to have the right facilities, yada, yada, yada. So the reason for making this video is you might not come along to my live streams or you might not be on the VIP members website. You might not have time to, you know, watch every video or whatever. But I'm hoping that you get to see this one because, you know, people ask me my opinions. It's only that. I'm not a Twitter twat. I'm not an ITK or like that. You know, I'm just telling you what I think is going on. And believe it or not, I've been around these parts a long time. It's my 27th year, have I told you that? Yeah, well, you might be new to my channel. You might not know that. So I know a bit or two about these things. And when the people that speak to me that I know can be trusted, I listen. Now, what I don't do, what everybody else seems to do, is talk to you about every single transfer claim, every rumour. I'll try and stop a rumour or I'll tell you, hang on guys, that's where it's fucking coming from. But I could come on here every fucking hour and make a new video saying, I think this, I think that, you know what I mean? And not very often I do that. So I'm doing this because I genuinely think that the same status is there as what I said last year, about our interest in Kerkez. The other one, I do think there's interest there, but I do think that the other kid is absolutely on our radar. Now, I know some of you might respond to, you know, to that with the, oh, on our radar, you know, a bigger radar than fucking GCHQ. I know. But on the radar, monitoring FC and all that, I don't come out with those terminology. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the Twitter twats. And if you're subjecting yourself to reading all the bullshit that's out there all the fucking time, right, you're left in that situation where you think it's monitoring FC, and that's unfair on the club. You know, some people take the piss out of the club. Oh yeah, we're monitoring FC again. But if you didn't listen to all the nonsense, you wouldn't have that opinion. And the only reason you have the opinion of monitoring FC and on the radar, blah blah blah, monitoring, right, is because you're reading all that shite. Because if you didn't read it, you wouldn't know about it. So you feel like that because you left disappointed. You know, they make claims and then a few days later it's dead. And it never happened. And you've seen it on repeat. And then that's giving you the false impression that Liverpool are putting all this guff out. Now, don't get me wrong. We know there's propaganda that's put out there occasionally from the likes of Paul Joyce and David Ornstein, right? And we know sometimes they put stuff out and, you know, I discuss it with you, don't I? I'll go, do you fucking believe that? You know what I'm saying, right? But I think it's unfair to use this monitoring thing. What I'm saying to you, how often do you hear me say, I believe that player's on our radar? This is very, very rare, okay? So I think this is a genuine one, the Milos Kerkez. Dean Huijsen as well, I think there's interest there. I don't know if it's as strong as Kerkez, and nobody's actually said anything to me about him. But yeah, I think there's a very good chance that we'll do business with Bournemouth, the obvious connection. Richard Hughes been down there again recently. Bill Foley now saying, yeah, we won't stand in the way of our players, but we'd really like to keep... Do you know what I mean? There's sort of something going on there. Someone's sniffing. And I think that that's what we're going to attempt to do. I think we will attempt to sign Milos Kerkez. Whether we'll succeed or not, I don't know. What will happen with Huijsen and that, I don't know. But Milos Kerkez, yes. And it's not very often that I say things like that, as my long-term followers will know. All right, let me know what you think about that, guys. If you've got any opinions. There are other things I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about Benjamin Sesko, Victor Gyökeres. I want to speak about him. I want to speak to you about Diaz, Kanate, Salah, VVD, Trent, all these things. And, you know, each week give you a little update as to what I think is happening, you know, based on a bit of knowledge, what some people are saying, what the rumours are, you know, and a bit of common sense as well. But I'm going to have to save those for another video because I genuinely have a sore throat and I've got some sort of like illness that's coming on. Do you know what I mean? So I just need to kick back a bit. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk to you about. I think we'll do business with Bournemouth. Let me know what you think. All right. There's zillions of other players. You know what? There's other players as well that I think we're interested in. All right. It goes without saying. You know, Liverpool for years of, you can hear my voice, can't you? Liverpool for years of like, you know, if they're looking for a right-sided midfielder, all right, then they will shortlist, you know, 5, 6, maybe 7, 8 names, and narrow that down to 2 or 3, you know, and then maybe 2, and then start playing them off each other and see where they can go. You've seen this happen multiple times, and that happens under this ownership as well. So there is genuine stuff out there, guys. There are players we are genuinely monitoring. Just don't fall for all that fucking nonsense. You know what I mean? You just don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Anyway. Hope you're all right. I need to have a sip of this. 1 second. I'm sorry. Oh, God, that's harsh, that. All right, I'm going to go. We'll catch up soon. All right. Hope I'll speak to you as soon as I can. Yeah, if you appreciate this video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment if you've got any opinions on specifically the 2 players I'm mentioning at Bournemouth. All right? Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll tell them. And Remy says, you know, if you want to get his dad a drink, you know, a beer or a coffee, just hit the super thanks button. And what? Oh, and I'll give you a shout out in tomorrow morning's morning briefing to tell everyone how fucking great you are. It pisses my haters off big time here as well. So if you want to like fuck them fuckers off, that's a good way of doing it. My morning briefings are on my other YouTube channel now as well. YouTube.com/Duncan Oldham. There's a morning briefing on there from today. I do one on there every day unless I'm hungover. All right, and yeah, that's it. Can we go now? Yeah? All right, then. He's saying background whinging. So we have fed you. Worse than a fucking woman. At least I get some use out of a woman. See you in a bit.